Hello there, Ben Bowers, the Spirit Specialist, and I am here today to talk to you about these two little beauties. It's been a while since I've done a video, basically because the speakeasy bar which I'm stood at, you can't see the seats in the rest of the shop, but that has pretty much taken over my life along with running the shop at the same time. So I've not really had much of a chance to do any videos pretty much since the turn of the year. But at the time of recording, which is the 13th of August 2026, I appear to be the only retailer in the UK at the moment that are selling these two little babies. And the reason I've got this in was partly because of a friend of mine, stroke regular customer, who sent me a picture about 4 or 5 months ago going, "I've just seen this, what is it, can you get some?" My response was pretty much, what the beep is that? But one of my suppliers, it randomly turned up on a price list that they sent through. I was like, ooh, yes please, I'll have some of this. And even the sales manager was like, I have no idea what this is, it's literally just turned up, nobody seems to know what's going on. So I've googled it, it's available in New Zealand, which is where it's made, but I appear at the moment to be the only retailer I can find in the UK that's selling this, that seems to even know what it is. Now I have seen an advert pop up on Facebook, so it's entirely possible that within a month of me putting this video out, it absolutely blows up because of their marketing and nothing to do with me. But let's see what happens. Speaking of which, at the time of recording, 13th of August, next week I'm actually going on family holiday for 3 weeks. So if you are wanting a bottle of this between now and essentially the 5th of September, which is when I get back to the shop, I will honour your sale, obviously. You just won't get it straight away. I'm not going to be able to package it up until I get back because I'm the only person that runs this place. I have no staff, I have no capability of bringing somebody in, can't afford it, unfortunately. But if you do order between basically this video coming out and the 5th of September, you will get this bottle. It's just going to be delayed while I enjoy a family holiday, and then I get it back and packaged up and sent out to you. So that will be a delay. Otherwise, order it, I'll have it in stock all the time. What is Thunderdonk? It is a liqueur with whiskey, as it actually says on the label. It's from the Scapegrace Distillery, which are based in New Zealand. Relatively new distillery, I think it was 2016. Normally I do like a little background video of it, but I want to get this out as quickly as I possibly can. And I'm trying to sort loads of other stuff out before I go. But yeah, Scapegrace Distillery, a relatively new distillery in New Zealand. They have recently gone to a sort of much bigger site, so they are growing as a brand. They have gins, vodkas, and single malt whiskies of their own. And this is 2 flavoured liqueurs that are produced with single malt whiskey from the Scapegrace Distillery. We have spiced maple and salted caramel. And last week I noticed that there was actually a news report on the spirits business. They've announced a campfire coffee version as well, which sounds right up my street. It's kind of a slightly smoky coffee liqueur. So yes, whenever that's available in the UK, I will also definitely be getting that in. The name Thunderdonk, from what I can gather, it's just kind of made up. It sounds a bit daft. At the start of the video, my intention is to put the theme tune of Tina Turner's song Thunderdome, Beyond Thunderdome. Obviously, Mad Max is set in Australia, not New Zealand. So apologies to any Kiwis out there that are getting offended by the fact that I've included some music from a film based in Australia, but it kind of fit quite nicely. So yeah, so the name is sort of meaningless. There is a ride the thunder, chase the storm. I'm doing this because my eyesight is absolutely shocking and I need varifocals. We do have somebody riding a horse, a kind of like rodeo type thing, but obviously being New Zealand, it doesn't have that American influence. Maybe it's just to try and kind of like get a bit of an American vibe on it. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just supposed to be something fun. It's pretty good value for money, I think. It's like $24.99 a bottle. No doubt by the time I get back off holiday, some other big retailer have got it, undercut me, stuck it at 20 quid, making barely any margin on it, and everybody buys it from there. But it would be really good if you can support a small local business, even if you don't live anywhere near me, so I'm not local. A small business, a small independent business. Because it's people like me and little shops like me that kind of find this stuff, and then the big boys swoop in, take over and go, we'll have all the stock, we'll sell it dirt cheap because we don't need to make any margins. Rant over. Anyway, the most important thing is, what does it taste like? Because you're probably looking at this going, what a weird name, it sounds a bit daft, I don't like whiskey liqueurs, blah, 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 blah. not a problem. That's not what it's aimed at. It's aimed at groups of people coming together going, oh, what a silly name. Actually, the bottle looks all right. I don't mind it. It's quite tactile. It's quite nice. Let's see what it's like. Now, I have this available on the bar as well. So if you are local, you can come in and try this before you buy it. I've got a single measure at £3 a measure, but you can have a double donk, which is a measure of each for £5, because I've done that as a special offer and I quite like the name double donk. I have tried this. So I am going to have the salted caramel first, and hopefully you'll find out why. Now, I'm also going to do 2 little samples of this. I have this poured earlier at room temperature. I also have the bottles in the fridge, because when I serve it, let me just hook one out. When I serve it, I actually serve them chilled. And again, you will find out why in a bit. But room temperature, let's go for the salted caramel first. So, on the nose, and we are bottled at 33%. So, for a whiskey liqueur, and if you saw the Whistler honey liqueur video that I did, which was kind of on a similar theme, again, 33%. It's a bit stronger than you would expect for any kind of liqueur. So on the nose, yes, there's sweetness. Yes, there's caramel. There is a hint of salinity, like sea salt coming through as well. Not much of a whiskey element, to be fair. It's very much like this is a flavoured whiskey liqueur. So you've got caramel up front, but you do get a little bit of... The danger here is always, it says salted caramel, but it just ends up being caramel. And you want that little bite of salt coming through as well, just to kind of like stop it getting like too sugary and too sweet. But it's kind of bordering on slightly sickly sweet, but that salt element is just lifting it just enough. And then on the palate, pretty thick, but not syrupy, not gloopy. And again, there's the caramel up front, but there is just a nice hint of salt coming through on the finish. And that's what stops it becoming too cloying. It's really pleasant. It's dangerously easy to drink. Lots and lots of people are gonna like this. You'll get a group of people that will get a bottle of this and they'll get through it in a night, easily. You kind of almost don't realize that you're drinking it. However, what I am going to do is I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. Now it's a screw top, and I think I've just kind of like slightly dented it because it's getting a bit harder to open on the screw top. I'm now going to have one from out the fridge, because I do think these are better chilled, definitely. I would like to do a bit of a play around with as a cocktail ingredient. I think there's definitely something about them that they could be quite interesting as an ingredient in something like an old fashioned. I've started playing around with a bit of Calvados, particularly on the spiced maple. Again, I'll get to that in a second. So chilled on the nose, lighter, not quite as caramelly. You get a little bit of that salt coming through, and this is where the whiskey element starts to come through. Not massively complex, not kind of like really up front. It's not like, oh, I can tell it's a single malt whiskey, but it's not quite as runny caramel on the nose when it's chilled. And then palate-wise, more salt on the finish this time. Less heavy, less syrupy than at room temperature. Just chilling it, just lightens it, really balances it a lot better, makes it easier to drink. And I know most people are going to be drinking this with ice, and I get that, absolutely. I would prefer, I think actually if you're drinking it with that ice melting, you're going to get too much dilution, and I think that will not do it any favours at all. Let's put it that way. I just think chilled, drink it out, pour it out the fridge, maybe in a chilled glass, that sort of thing. Maybe like get a big clear ice cube if you can, that's going to kind of melt slower. I wouldn't put a load of ice in it that's just going to constantly dilute, but I've had a number of caramel vodkas, caramel whiskies, salted caramel vodkas, salted caramel, all sorts of stuff. 99% of them are sickly sweet, cloying. This is still sweet, don't get me wrong. It's not light, it's not fresh, it's not airy, but it's much, much better balanced than nearly every other caramel flavoured thing that I've had. Probably with the exception of the maple toffee vodka from Defiance Distillery, and I don't think you can get it anymore, the Little Water toffee vodka that they do, which was absolutely fantastic. But This is dangerous, basically, because it's so easy to drink. It does exactly what it's in. It tastes of salted caramel. It's very, very easy drinking. Everybody that likes salted caramel will like this. I almost guarantee it. So let's move on to the spiced maple. And I'm a sucker for maple, and I'm interested by the fact it says spiced maple, because what does that mean? Are we looking at like sweet spices like cinnamon and nutmeg and kind of like an, you know, could you put this with calvados and make it an apple pie and all of that lot? Or is it going spicy, you know, chili spice, that sort of thing? Quite intrigued to find out which direction it was going to take it. So this is room temperature, and on the nose, you get maple syrup, but it's not particularly overpowering. And this has more of the whiskey element coming through on the nose. It's quite interesting. There's almost a little hint of mint in there as well. And I think that's that kind of like the whiskey note coming through. There is maple, but it's not obvious. It's a nice sweetness to it, but there is a fresh, lighter note. Like I say, there's a touch of mint, but then there's also a kind of nice warming maltiness as well. The nose on this is more complex than the salted caramel. The salted caramel is not one note, two note. You get caramel, you get a little bit of salinity. And that's kind of it. This has got definitely more going on to it just on the nose. And then on the palate, this really surprises me. You get maple initially. You get a lovely wave of maple syrup coming through. But then, tip of the tongue, back of the mouth, you get this heat. You get this really nice heat of soft prickle of almost like a chili heat. It's really surprising. I was not expecting it the first time. And actually, to be honest, every time I try this, I'm always taken aback by that kick, which I just don't expect to be there, particularly compared to the salted caramel. Because the salted caramel it's salted caramel. Here, you've got maple syrup, a lovely, soft, well-made maple syrup. As I've discovered, making chili maple syrups and maple syrups for old fashions, maple syrup there's really good maple syrup and there's a lot of crap maple syrup in there, in the market. This is a good quality maple syrup flavour, as well as this lovely heat that just lifts everything. I think it might throw a few people. I think it might be a bit like, oh, I'm not too sure about this chili element, because I wanted maple syrup. But actually it adds this extra dimension, which really kind of makes it stand out and makes it a lot more interesting, almost than it needs to be. They could have easily have gone down that spiced maple and just, it's cinnamon, sweet cinnamon and maple, and it's nice and sweet like the salted caramel. Going that chili heat spice, I think is a really, really good move, because it gives it a totally different point of difference to the salted caramel. So, this is the chilled, out the fridge right now. More maple on the nose, chilled. Again, you still get that whiskey element. Not quite as rich, just with that temperature drop, just kind of like knocking that sweet sugariness down. But again, there is maple, but there is this whiskey element. You can tell there's whiskey in this, whereas that is more, oh, this is caramel. Yeah, this, you know, that is caramel. This is, oh, actually, there's whiskey and maple involved. Much, much better chilled. To be perfectly honest, the maple is more up front. The maple feels brighter. It feels more obvious. And then that heat of the chili works actually even better with that sweet maple note. It kind of dances in and out. Whereas at room temperature, you get maple first and then you kind of get this pop of chili. This is two elements kind of weaving in between each other. It's not as drinkable as the salted caramel. It's not as dangerous. As I said earlier, you can get 4, 5, 6 people is in a group. One of them brings a bottle of this. You'll get through the bottle in the night. Not a problem at all. This demands a bit more attention. This is a bit more like we'll put this on a tasting. Or, oh, actually, oh, you're not going to drink this as quickly because of that heat. But I think this has potentially more flexibility in terms of working like in a cocktail. I really want to play around with this. I've got some barrel-aged apple brandy from Switzerland that I've got a bit of stock of that works quite well in sort of apple pie old fashions and things like that. I think this could work really well as well. These are way better than they have any right to be, with like a daft name, and they're pretty cheap. They're coming in at $24.99, which I think is really, really good value for money. Like I say, there'll probably be one of the big boys will come out there and go, oh, $17.50, 20 quid, or it'll go to a supermarket, it'll go on club card price, and then I'm absolutely screwed. But I really, really like these, and I kind of hope that they don't end up in a mainstream supermarket. I've got a bad feeling that they will, but just for this little window in time, I seem to almost have exclusivity on it. Nobody else seems to know what's going on with Thunderdonk, and I don't know whether it's a case of they've just not picked up on the marketing, or they're just looking at it and going, well, what a bizarre name, and it's probably crap. It's not. It's really good. It's really good for what it wants to do. This is the thing. It is a whiskey liqueur, spiced maple, salted caramel. This is better than the AU vodka and the other flavoured vodkas, and there's not many flavoured whiskey. It's not really a thing over here. It's massive in America, which is partly the reason they've done this. Flavoured whiskies in America are absolutely huge. This will do really well in America because this is so much better than 99% of the American flavoured whiskies that are out there. And this might start getting people interested in flavoured whiskies in the UK. We don't really do it, but what there is actually very good. Like the Whistler Honey is superb. We've got Sheepdog. It's okay. It's not as good as Screwball. There are some very good flavoured whiskies out there, and more people need to give them a chance as an alternative to drinking something else with friends, after dinner, just at a party, that sort of thing. People like sweet stuff, and we have whiskey nerds out there, as we're all fully aware, and this is not a Kalila 50-year-old. This is the other end of the spectrum. This is to go and get some mates round, watch the football, have some dinner, play some cards. Oh, I've got this. Do you want to give it a go? Actually, this is really good. Or just get friends round. You know, this is unisex. This is not, you know, just because it's whiskey. And I've found that with the Whistler as well. This is definitely one where I'll get people that come in going, I don't like whiskey. Give this a go. Certainly the salted caramel, maybe less so the spiced maple. It says it's got whiskey on it, but that's a part of the whole package. And do you like salted caramel? Well, yes. Try that then, because this actually has more to it than a salted caramel vodka by far. So yeah, Thunderdonk, love it. I really, really love it. I think it's really good. I think that the price is phenomenal. I think it's fantastic value for money. I think it deserves to do well. I just hope that everybody buys it from me and not one of the big boys, because I know I'm going to get back from holiday and it'll be a case of, oh yeah, Tesco have got it. They've got it on a club card. They're just absolutely flogging it out, and I'll be like, no, crap. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the nature of the business. So Thunderdonk, available through the website, www.spiritspecialist.com. Like I say, I am away at the time of recording. I'm away from next week. So from the basically 16th of August through to the 5th of September, I'm out the country on a much needed family holiday. However, if you order, your order will be shipped to you as early as it's possible. So if you can wait a couple of weeks, it would be really appreciated, because you buying from me means that I get to take my children away on a break, and my wife. Sounded like I was a bit single then. You know, we get to go away as a family and actually kind of like have some time together rather than having to work our socks off to try and get money in. So yeah, it's available on the website now. Highly recommend it. Once I can get my hands on the Campfire coffee, I will definitely get that in, because if it's anything like these two, I'm gonna bloody love it. And if you like coffee, you probably will too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Cheers.